so much. Of course, the Federal Aviation Administration is blaming these flight delays on the sequester as the Senate moves to fix FAA furloughs.
Yeah, our Rick Santelli's with us. So is Senator Tom Coburn, the Republican of Oklahoma. And Senator, I know you're on a tight schedule. We'll get you out here in a moment here. Rick, you first.
All right, Senator, it's quite simple. You're receiving emails from FAA employees attending meetings where they've been told to make these furloughs as hard on the public as possible. How can we have a government or a Secretary of Transportation that allows this to occur? It's reprehensible.
Well, first of all, these are great American people who work for the FAA, and they know the game. This is a game that's being played. I agree with you. The fact is the 2013 budget request by the Obama administration is essentially the same level of which this post-sequester FAA budget is. So it's all a game. And it's the desire not to trim the size of the federal government and to hurt the American people, the American airlines, the businesses that are dependent on it, and do it in such a cynical way is they think the American people are going to believe this. The fact is, they're still keeping people on board to train people even though they're shutting down the schools. So they're going to be paying instructors who have nobody to teach, but they're not going to furlough them. They're furloughing the controllers. And there's 650 fewer controllers now than there was in 2010. They're making a ton more. They don't need anything new to change and fit within this sequester.
But Senator,
it's all dishonest.
Senator, you know how all this works very well. I mean, the sequester was designed as a draconian last-ditch issue if no other agreement could be reached in Washington to bring the deficit down in a more balanced fashion, to use the president's term. I mean, we're going through right now this mindless cut in spending around the country.
That is just not the fact.
Well, but what I'm saying is...
Let me finish my point. The fact is the FAA, with no increase in budget, if they wanted to, could do that. That's what the people at the FAA are saying. They don't need any flexibility. This is rank politicism of the American process, and it's not about sequester because they have plenty of money to move around whether there's sequester or not, because the amount of money after the sequester is exactly the same as what their budget request was in 2013. So it's all a game. It's not true, it's not real, it's cynical, and it's shameful what the FAA and the Department of Transportation and this administration's doing. This government's 89% bigger than it was 10 years ago.
So where's the accountability? I mean, are you saying that the FAA is trying to make things more difficult for the American people? They want it just to prove a point?
Maria, when a management tells the union people, we want you all to take your furlough the same day so we shut down the airlines in America, I would tell you there's where your problem is.
Wow.
Rick?
Well, Senator, thank you. And one final thought. You have rifled off a letter that is very scathing. Your second one, I would like you to come back and tell us what the Transportation Secretary's excuse is on the second go-around.
They won't answer the letter.
Well, thank you for attending. I know you're in a hurry, Senator.
They're not answering the letter.
He's predicting that he won't.
Well, they didn't answer the first one.
Go on, Senator.
Well, they're not answering the letters because they can't justify what they're doing. And if you all in the press don't expose this hoax, then there's something more wrong with America than what we think.
All right.
Hey, Senator, what do you think it's going to be like when the government takes over health care? Are they going to say I can't get a stint if I don't vote right?
Yeah.
All right,
well, pretty dangerous stuff we're seeing right now.
Yeah, we're going off on a dangerous curve. Thank you for showing up today. I know you have commitments.
Is my battery good here?
Rick, the senator's walking away. He's got to get back to his office. Thanks so much, Rick Santelli and Senator Coburn.